Welcome to the Trippi Coaching Podcast. I am Andrea Trippi, weight loss and confidence coach, along with Tommy Else, personal trainer. And we are thrilled to have you here today because today, this episode is all about you, our wonderful listeners. It's question and answer week where we dive into your burning questions about health, wellness, and weight loss. So let's get started.
The Trippi Coaching Podcast is sponsored by Hairborn Salon. Always looking for ways to make life easier for their clients, Hairborn is excited to launch their new online booking platform for appointment scheduling. Visit hairbornsalon.com to set up your account and schedule your next service, and be sure and tell them that the Trippi Coaching Podcast sent you to receive 10% off. Online booking is not required. You can also call 630-785-6862, or you can email them at info@hairbornsalon.com.
What's up, Tommy?
How you doing, Andrea?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How are you feeling today?
I have that tired zombie look on me today. I went to the Kenny Chesney concert last night, and we had a great time. We danced and partied all night, so it was a good time. But I'm not used to those hours, and I'm not used to the time on my feet. But my shoes were really cute.
Yeah, because that's
and I'm suffering today.
That's
like,
the most important part.
Yeah. You got to look good, but no, I'm hurting today, guys. So I'm staying hydrated and trying to.
Yes, but we're here anyway.
We're here.
We're getting the work in. So
we're excited to be here with you guys. We love this episode because it is our question and answer session, and it gets you guys involved, and the questions that you guys come up with are awesome. So I'd like to get started. Okay, so this question that we have is from Lisa, and her question is it important to take a rest day when lifting weights? Or is it good to lift every day, focusing on a different part of your body?
I personally believe that you should take at the very least one day off during the week.
Yeah.
And I know how it is for people who get into your routine where you don't feel right if you don't work out that day. You feel off, and and while that's inconvenient for that one day, your body does all of its growing and its healing during its rest time between sleep and your rest days. If you're working a different body part every day, it's great that you are spreading it around, but your body as a whole still needs to be able to address all of these various body parts. Just because you're spreading it out, your body still only has so much healing to spread around at any given time. So a day for sure. 2 days is really, I think, a good idea. If you can work out 5 days, I mean, unless you're training for something, I don't see any reason you can't work out 5 days a week and have 2 days off. They don't have to be back to back, but just have them throughout the week somewhere. But at the very least, definitely take one day. Just splitting up your routine, and if you really, really can't bear the idea of going a whole day without doing something, then you would do what we refer to as an active rest day, and that might just be something as simple as just a short walk, or anything like that, or if you just do like a light ab routine or something like that. So you're doing something, but you're not really pushing yourself too hard, So if you just want to get your blood flowing, absolutely, nothing wrong with that. Go for a walk after dinner or something, great. But you still I'd take a day off from lifting for sure, at least one day a week.
And think about it internally. I mean, you're resting your ligaments, your tendons, your muscles. They all need that time to repair, like Tommy said. It also gives your mind a break.
Yeah, I was going to say there's something to be said for the mental rest as well.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. I do think that on those rest days, you really got to tighten up your diet a little bit. Drink your water. I don't want to use a rest day as a screw it eating day either.
Right, yeah.
So really tighten up on, like today I'm not working out. There's no way I'm working out after that concert. But I'm on my third bottle of water, meaning 32 ounces. So today I'm focusing on my water and, flushing my system with good foods after that hot dog that I had last night too.
yeah, if there is a day during the week to really knuckle down on your intake, it is on that rest day.
And remember, when you're working out, it does raise your cortisol levels. Okay, so that stress response does come up in a good way, not a bad way, because cortisol is not all bad. When you do take that rest day, it drops
Yeah.
and it regulates. Some go ahead.
No, I was to say it allows some more room for when you get back into your routine when the cortisol comes back up. You gotta let some of it, siphon out first, and then make room for more coming in.
A lot of people look at it like, well, I don't want to take a day off. I use when I can't work out because of kids or because of work as my day off. And that's cool. You can do it that way too. I do think having that mental preparation of that day off is a really good thing. And then maybe for the second day off, that could be when you just can't work out. And then you lose the guilt around that too.
Right. I kind of fall into that too because there's days where I'm just going to be so slammed with work or whatever that I'm not going to be able to work out. But I don't know when those days are going to happen necessarily because I deal with a lot of last minute time changes in my schedule with people needing to reschedule or cancel or people who want to jump in on the day who weren't previously planning on working out with me that day. I wake up every day with a schedule and rarely does it ever go the way that it's in the calendar. So there's days where I have fully intend on going and working out and everything and it doesn't work out. So I just work out on every day that I can. And then when those days come, I guess that's my day off. On the other hand, I do agree with what you're saying though, that if, like for me, this could happen anywhere from 3 to 4 times in a week or something like that. If it's not as sporadic for you, then having that set date does help. It's sort of like when you've got a vacation coming in a few months and it just like during the stressful times, you can always look to that one thing that's coming and it's good mentally for you to have that. And again, for people who like mentally are used to working out on a daily basis and it just feels like your routine is off if you don't go into the gym, realize that when you do miss that day and you take the day off, that anxious feeling of wanting to work out will just motivate you all the more the next day that you actually do go in and work out, and then you might work out all the harder for it.
Because you feel great when you work out. When you get done with your workout, you're happy.
And that's why people have a hard time taking the day off. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I get it. But it is something that you got to force sometimes.
If it's something though, like Tommy said, you could have an active rest day. So something like yoga, a walk, abs and calves. You could do a quick routine there. Sometimes just sitting in a sauna is a really cool thing to do and just kind of sweat everything out from internally. So
get a massage that day or something
which
like
is
that.
Really great for your muscles.
There's a few stretch places that are out there now. One of them is Stretch Lab that I have a few clients that I know go to, and they do a 50-minute full body stretch, and it's very good for you, and you'll feel like you were worked out when it's done. So yeah, anything like that is a good thing to do on that day.
Great. Okay. Next question is it better to do heavier weights or light weights with more reps? And I love these questions about strength training because it's such a crucial component to wellness. So why don't you start with that one?
Well, it always comes down to what your goals are. But I mean, at the same time, if you're talking about just general health and wellness, I do think that you got to look at what your definition of heavy is. So to me, heavy is an amount of weight that you can only do 6 to 8 reps with good form. Okay. Medium would be more like 8 to 10 reps. Or maybe medium heavy would be 8 to 10 reps. Medium would then be 10 to 12, and then lighter would be 12 to 15. So, but it's all based on how much weight can you do in those amount of reps. I would say that if you're working within a 8 to 10, either a 6 to 8 or 8 to 10 rep range, that is going to benefit you from a fat burning standpoint, from muscle strength, or a bone strength standpoint as well, because the resistance on your bones does make them stronger. And so you're strengthening not just your muscles, but your bones as well. And as you get older, it becomes more and more important for you to have strong bones. One thing that a lot of scales now that do bioimpedance readings offer is it'll tell you what your bone mass is as part of one of the readings, and the reason is because it's important. So think on that.
I really think that heavier weights with great form is super crucial to building and maintaining skeletal muscle, which is vital for our metabolic health and strength and functional longevity. It's key in preventing chronic diseases and maintaining high quality of life as we age. I mean, especially women, we tend to lose a lot of muscle mass as our hormones change and estrogen and progesterone and all that. Can you get strength from exercises like yoga and Pilates? Absolutely. But I don't think that they're beneficial on their own when it comes to building strength. One of the things I do want to say is a lot of my clients are like, I don't want to bulk up. I don't want to bulk up, and doing 5 to 8 reps is going to make me look like X. And let me tell you something. It's not. It's around your diet. Your diet is what you're not going to build that muscle naturally like that.
Well,
you're just not.
I hear this from both men and women, and I tell them, look, if it was that easy,
yeah, we'd all be on stage.
Trust me. If I wish it were that easy, but it's not. And I always say, look, if you ever wake up one day and you say, boy, I'm just too bulky and I just got too much muscle, we can turn that around. No problem.
No problem.
Real easy to get rid of it. Way harder to build it up. So you can monitor yourself as you're going along. And if for some reason you feel like you're starting to get to where you're getting, more bulky than you'd like to be, well, then you start scaling back on it.
Yeah.
It's not going to just like be a runaway train and get away from you. I worked very, very hard, especially when I was doing bodybuilding competitions. I was working very, very hard to put on muscle in between year. I do one show a year, so in between each show. In a given year, to put on, 5 pounds of muscle, I mean, that's a big year. I mean, that's a lot of muscle, and that's a year's worth of like really focused training of trying to put that on. So and then, as you get older and, men have less testosterone and so do women, and it's not that easy. So it's not a fear that you should be worried about. Go ahead, hit the heavier weights. You'll notice the strength, which is great. You will be stronger, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to put mass on.
And you'll notice the strength in everyday activities like running. I mean, if you go run across the street, you'll notice that you have a little bit more pep to your step from the leg muscles that you have worked.
Right.
So look at it from that standpoint.
Or even carrying groceries or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To your point earlier about yoga and Pilates and stuff, they have their place and they are great and they're very good for people who can't lift weights, Mm-hmm. But I look at them for me personally, at least, those are more sort of like supplemental type workouts. Like I like to mix those in with lifting weights.
It's a great compliment.
But my primary method of exercise is lifting weights and has always been. So, but that's me. So.
And remember, if you can't get to a gym, we could work around that. Give Tommy a call. He will give you a workout that you'll be like, yeah, I don't need a gym to do my weights or to get my strength. It's not about lifting weights. It's about
resistance.
Time under tension. Right. So you want those muscles to have resistance of some sort. So make sure you integrate that into your plan. It's super important. Andrea, I see you eating chocolate at work, sometimes daily. I love that. How do you do that, and how do you still maintain your weight? Okay, so first of all, shout out to Janae and her candy dish, because she has the best candy dish on the planet. She has everything in there, but it is super loud. So when you take the top off of it, it makes the noise, and then you put it back on and everybody looks. So I am taking 2 pieces of chocolate when I'm at the office. And I did that when I was losing 100 pounds too, because I knew that I love chocolate and I didn't want to give that up, because then I'm going to feel deprived. I promised myself that I never wanted to feel deprived again. I've done every viral diet. I've done every cabbage soup, everything wrapped in bacon. Every type of diet that I've done, I had success with, but then I failed. So I figured this time around, I'm just going to eat the way I want to eat for my lifestyle and lose weight. So 2 pieces of chocolate was what I did. But I limited it to 2 pieces of chocolate, not 1,000 like I used to do. But how I do that is by strategizing my week. I know that Monday through Wednesday, we can work at the office 3 days a week. I'm going to have 2 pieces of chocolate. But that is really the only sugar that I have on those days. And those days, I'm also working out. I'm also working out legs, something a big body part, chest, back, getting some walks in at lunch.
So you're burning some of it off.
I'm burning some of it off. And it mentally, it's appeasing for me. So if I really want to dial down, I'll probably limit that. But I have somewhere to pull from too. So thank you, Janae, for your lovely candy dish. I do love the Reese's peanut butter cups. Those are my favorite.
That's my favorite candy in the whole world.
Yeah.
Is Reese's peanut butter cups, and I would not do well if there was a candy dish in my line of vision every single day that had them. So
yeah, no, and luckily it is loud. Otherwise, I might be dipping my hand in it a little bit more. But thank you for the accountability. I do appreciate that. And another thing, I also make sure I eat it right after lunch. So I had a nice high protein meal. You
got something
vegetables
in you already. You're not eating it hungry. Yeah.
And I usually eat it with my lunch when I don't have any carbs with my lunch. So that is my carb. So there's ways around it, guys. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be deprived. You can lose weight, be healthy, still eating the foods you like in moderation. This next one is from Michelle. I find myself having a great morning routine when I'm home, but when I'm traveling, I seem to do nothing at all, and I miss it. Do you have any advice? I know you, and I know that you have this hour-long, beautiful morning routine that you do, and that makes you feel great when you're home. I know that she lights candles, she reads from her Bible, she has her vinegar water, she does her whole thing, right?
Yep.
And that always sets her up for a great day. It always sets her up for eating healthy, wanting to go to the gym or do her walk or whatever. It puts her in a positive mood. She travels a lot, and so she's finding herself getting away from that. And so, Michelle, you got to look at this just a little bit differently. You just have to have a different routine when you're gone. So on your vacation, find that little spot that you like to be in where you have your vinegar water. It could be 5 minutes long. It doesn't have to be your hour routine. Where you read your Bible, whatever you do, just shorten it or find something different that you go to.
Right. You don't have to recreate what you do at home already.
Exactly.
You got to find what's going to work for you where you are for the time that you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm. But doing something daily is really key to setting up your day for success and your mindset too.
And that's why she misses doing it. So I understand. So it's good that she recognizes that. And it's just, again, just a matter of finding a different place, that you're used to from home. Let's say if you're, on a cruise or whatever, then find a place on the ship that's quiet or that's off to where you like to be by yourself. And you can read your book, you can have your coffee, whatever it is you want to do that and just make that a routine every day where you can have some time to reset your brain and, enjoy your day.
Sometimes it could be as easy as laying on that lawn chair and closing your eyes and just being.
Yeah.
Just being, just letting that head clear. So we can look at ways, Michelle, to get your morning routine just a little bit different for when you're traveling. So, I really want to thank all of you. Your commitment to prioritizing your health and well-being is really inspiring. These episodes are created and designed with you guys in mind. And knowing that you're out there and listening and applying these insights to improve your lives mean the world to us. And it's that dedication that helps us build a stronger community.
I, of course, as always, have been who else but Tommy else.
And I am Andrea Trippi. And until the next time, here's to a healthier, more confident you.
The Trippi Coaching Podcast is produced and mixed by me. Who else but Tommy else? Theme song provided by Professor Click. Be sure to check him out at ProfessorClick.com. All one word, KLIQ.com. The content provided in the Trippi Coaching Podcast is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional, medical, health, wellness advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Be sure to like, rate, and review the show, and you may hear your review read on a future episode. And follow the Trippi Coaching Podcast on Facebook for exclusive content.